Cascade Hoops Talk. Got Matt Daniel here, head men's basketball coach, the University of the Cumberlands.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I messed up on that one time, and the young man had to correct me on it. Now, I do have one question. Is it Matt Daniel or Matt Daniels?
Daniel, no S. That's another common mistake. Just like Cumberland and Cumberland. Yeah, no S on the end of my name.
Okay. So you're back in Kansas City. There was a point in time in December, you probably weren't worried. I got a little worried. I think you lost 4 in a row. Kyle Busch is sitting to your right. I got him on the phone. I call it the good luck interview because it turned your season around. But talk about the little dip you had there. I think it was in December.
Yeah.
And how you pulled the team out of it.
Yeah, no, we did. We had a bit of a hard time there, starting with Northwestern, who's here, and a fantastic team. We put a lot of good teams right in that stretch.
Yeah, you did.
It was a very compact stretch of games. We went to the show and played Northwestern, and then followed that up, played Ave, who played totally different style, who was a really good team, obviously a national tournament team. And then we had to go to Dalton 2 days later. So those three specifically were in such a short amount of time. We didn't play that type of competition leading up to that. And so when we saw that competition for the first time, we couldn't fix a lot of the things that we needed to fix to kind of get better.
Yeah.
Turned that around and lost one more to make it 4 in a row. Again, all good competition. That was against Rio Grande, who was a borderline tournament team this year.
So they were really hot at that point.
All really good teams, really well coached, and took a bit of a dip. We weren't whole at the time. We were missing a couple of pieces. Again, not to take away from any of those teams' wins. They beat our butts pretty good for us, but we weren't quite to the level that we had been. Now as personnel goes, we've added a guy that was injured. Anthony Harris was injured at that point, hadn't started playing, and Harry Morris just had an up and down fall semester and had some different class obligations with his. So he had to miss a game. So. We weren't quite personnel wise where we are now.
I thought one of the more difficult, you mentioned it, but one of the more difficult things about that period is you were just playing multiple styles, and you only had I think between Northwestern and Ave Maria it was one day, right?
It was the very next day it was a back to back. Yeah,
and it's just two completely different styles, and Ave Maria. I mean, everybody in the country knows how these teams play. And then you played at Dalton State, right? Always a tough. Alex does a great job up there.
Very good, yeah.
But you got through that, and you went, and you actually won the number 1 seed in the Big South. Sorry, I apologize. There in the Mid South, and then you won that tournament. Talk about the conference this year. You play 14 games. The conference gets a few shots because it's a little smaller, but you still got 3 teams here in Kansas City. So just talk about the Mid-South and where it was this year.
Yeah, and I think really good, like always. You obviously look at, us and Freed and Georgetown, and we separated ourselves a little bit to get to this point, to be in the national tournament. Obviously the top 3 seeds in the tournament. So I think all 3 of us are really good, but I think all the teams in our league are really good, all the way down to 4, 5, 6, 7. You look at Cumberland U and the strides that they made throughout the year, getting a couple of huge wins, beating Freed, beating Georgetown this year. But I thought Lindsey Wilson was really talented. I think Bethel is really well coached, and Campbellsville as well got some wins late in the year that were huge for them. So I just think there's only 7 teams, but I think top to bottom it's very strong, and just no nights off. I just think the coaches in our league do such a good job. Every team's got a lot of really good players. So again, always have a lot of respect. I always stand up for the Mid-South, and I think even though we've shrunk a little bit, I still think it's a really good league. And for us to win the regular season this year outright was a big deal for us, big deal for our guys. So that was really special. Again, coming off losing a number of games in a row, like you had mentioned, kind of fighting some adversity. That was a big deal, but I am going to correct you. Freed actually won the tournament, turned around and won the Mid-South tournament. So they were the 3 seed, and I want to give them their credit. Obviously, as you know, I want to give them their credit. I want to give them they obviously another fantastic year and are playing really good ball to lead out to here, and Georgetown same thing. So again, I will always be a truther for the Mid-South.
Well, I apologize to Freed for that. A little embarrassing, but. You're talking about the conference. I thought just watching it from afar, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like Cumberland's just got stronger and stronger and stronger. Toward the end of the season, they were a team you probably didn't want to face at the end.
No, Coach Evans did a fantastic job this year. He really did. You look at they started the year, I don't know the exact number, but with a handful of losses to start the year, maybe some games that they would love to have back, that maybe changes their national tournament landscape. But they got into league play and really just played much better basketball. I obviously mentioned the 2 wins they had, but played us very, very, very close at their place, and had a lot of really good games. They had a lot of talent, and again, Coach Evans did a good job. Again, when you lose as many games as they did at the beginning, and they had a tough year last year, to bounce back from that and keep his guys playing hard, I think that's a testament to how good a job he did.
Yeah. You and I talked about this before, in fact, just last night, but Anthony Johnson, I pull the stats every night and I look at him, and all of a sudden Anthony Johnson just came, now I'm not going to say out of nowhere, but his game just elevated to a point where 26 and 10, 26 and 7, just seemed like every night. Talk about how his game really progressed through the year.
Yeah, he's a worker. He an old school gym rat. He's in the gym all the time on his own. Obviously, we work pretty hard at it with practice and individuals and those type things. But we always tell our guys, if you want to really see success, you're going to have to find time on your own to work on your game.
Yeah.
He's a perfect example of that. He works at his game all the time, and because of that, you see a guy like that have the success that he's had. It's really well earned. He had a really good year for us last year. Actually, by the end of the year was our leading points per game scorer. Obviously, we had Jonathan Brown last year as well. So we knew coming into this year he was going to have to take a bigger role from a scoring standpoint, from a playmaking standpoint. And he's just done a really good job. It's the top of everybody's scouting report. Everybody, he's not a secret. He's not going to sneak up on anybody.
No, he's not a secret.
Last year he came off the bench all year. Was a sub for us, and a real shot in the arm, a real boost when we would bring him in. And there's none of that this year. Obviously he's out there and he's going to get the other team's best defender, and so to handle it like he has, it's been a testament to him, and he's earned it. He's worked really hard.
Well, obviously he's got all the tools. It's just interesting to me watching it. At the end of the season, there's always a handful of guys across the country that'll just go to another level, and he was one of them. Another guy, you and I again talked about him last night, was Matthew Cromer. Again, he just brought his game to another level, and that was a little bit unexpected.
Yeah, Matthew's been with us for 4.5 years now. Came to us at Christmas of the COVID year, and ended up sitting out the rest of that year. And so now he's played for 4 years for us, and his progression is the same thing as Anthony. He's just a constant worker, and if you look at his numbers, you look at his career stats from his freshman year to where he is now. I always believed he was going to be a good player, but to say that, when he was a freshman, if I told you he was going to average almost 17 points a game and shoot it as efficiently as he has, I wouldn't tell him, but I don't know that I believe that, so.
Well, he's going to hear it now.
But again, more than anything, it's a testament to him. It's a testament to the work that he's put in. He's as tough a kid as, I've had the privilege to coach, again, 6'1", 6'2", not overly athletic, but is an unbelievable rebounder. Sticks his nose in there on defense, and just a really good player, and been a really good leader for us. Just this year being his last year, just again, same with it. But I couldn't be more proud of the year he's had, and again how he's helped lead our team to where we're at today.
Yeah. So you get back here to Kansas City. What does it mean to your team? You personally, both you guys, your team, your university. I mean, it's a huge deal getting to Kansas City. Talk about what it means for the program.
It really is. It's obviously, having played at Cumberlands when I played, we made it out here a lot. Got to play in municipal 3 times myself, in the old format of the 32 teams, and how, all those games in that short amount of time. The new format with having to win your way out here, and I think it's really cool. I really enjoy, getting to play in these 14 pods, and there's teams from all over the country, getting to meet at these places and play, and then to celebrate a championship. You make it out here, you've won a championship to get here. That's the way we attack the pods. This is a 4-team tournament. We're trying to win this 4-team tournament to get to our ultimate goal, to get to Kansas City. You can't reach the final destination unless you get here, and the only way to get here is to push yourself.
It's the best way to get the best 16 teams.
100%.
It's the best way.
Yeah.
One more question before I let you go. Sitting across from us here, your dad, Don, he's on staff with you. You guys work together. Talk about what I'm assuming a pleasure. You're not he's sitting right there. But talk about what it means to you to be able to have your dad as part of this journey. That's got to be amazing.
It really is. Since I've been able to, took over as a head coach 4 years ago. He lives very close, but lives about an hour. But he drives, 2 hours every day. He drives an hour to practice and an hour home every day just to help me.
Right.
And it's really special. Just obviously having somebody that you can implicitly trust. That's going to tell you, what you need to
be
hear.
honest.
Yeah,
with you.
be on. No, and I may not always want to hear it, but it's incredible to have, and I just so blessed with obviously with him, but as you know, Kyle, just how incredible he is and what he's meant to our program. But I just couldn't be more fortunate to get to work with people that I care so much about.
It's got to be a pleasure to go to work and go to practice, knowing you got these two guys.
I don't even know if we can call it work. Obviously trying to find a way to win these games is always difficult, and the practice, and then dealing with the other stuff that comes with our jobs. But getting to do basketball with people that you love and care about, it's a special thing.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for it. Today is Wednesday. We throw the ball up tomorrow. What day do you guys play?
We're Thursday at 1, so we get to open that thing off.
Oh, you're opening the thing up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'll be pretty exciting. You and ACU.
Yeah, it'll
be
good
fun. Luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Good luck as you move through here, and regardless of what happens, another great season, and you're doing a heck of a job there at the
I really appreciate
University of the Cumberlands.
I really appreciate all you do. Seriously,
thank you. That means
the
a
light
lot
that you shine on our level of play, and it means a lot to me, but it means a lot to I think all of us.
Yep. Thank you. That's Matt Daniel. He's head men's basketball coach, University of the Cumberlands.